You could just confirm that for me if that's the case. With a thumbs up. So again, it's Sunday, April 19th. This is Mobility Lab. My name's Lisa. And as always, we're going to be doing a short meditation followed by about a 45-minute yin practice. So all told, we're going to be about an hour, maybe an hour and 15. Yay, thanks, Koi. My rotation works. I'm so psyched about that. So welcome to Mobility Lab. I've said that about 3 times. I'm going to give everybody just a minute to get what they need and get their stuff situated for today's class. Grab a yoga block if you have it, your yoga mat, obviously. If you have a bolster or a bolster-shaped pillow, maybe something with a little more firmness and length so that, if we lay on it on our spine, we'll have support all up our spine. But just grab a couch cushion or a bed, pillow, or whatever works for you today. Also grabbing something to sit on for meditation so that we can keep an upright spine and stay alert and awake during meditation. That's super helpful. So as you're getting what you need today, I'm just going to start talking about a couple of things. So we're continuing with this theme of open or allowing for the month of April and focusing our meditation practices on enhancing our receptiveness to all the facets of the present experience and to insight and creative inspiration, letting go of control, trusting ourselves, welcoming what emerges from moment to moment. And we've worked on 2 open awareness meditation skills so far this month. First, we worked on mental noting, and then last week we worked on sifting, going through our sensations, images, feelings, and thoughts as they come up from moment to moment, and really enhancing our receptiveness to what's being offered in those moments, but also discerning the difference between those images and sensations and thoughts and feelings and who we are as witnesses to those different facets of experience. So along the lines of receptiveness and receiving what is being offered without judgment and without story, today I want to talk a little bit about gratitude. So gratitude has been on my mind a lot this week as this situation that we are in evolves and changes, and we begin to feel its effects more deeply. Practicing gratitude becomes even more important. But I want to be really specific about why that's important and what it is we should be practicing, or what I think we should be practicing. And I want to be clear that I have no intention whatsoever of sugarcoating the difficult stuff that we are each saddled with right now, nor of advising you to set aside grief or anguish in order to be thankful for what you do have, because it could always be worse, and because others do have it worse. And who am I to feel pain and struggle with all that I have at my disposal? I invite you to set all of that aside. Because in my view, that's the very definition of spiritual bypass. And it, to be perfectly honest, kind of pisses me off. Because this story is told over and over again. Just be grateful, just lean into gratitude. And for me, it has the effect, like we talked about last week with the second arrow parable, of intensifying my difficulty, of intensifying my suffering because of the guilt and self-criticism that it evokes. So what? I'm supposed to be, when I begin to feel panic or worry, I'm supposed to just be grateful and poof, everything melts away to bliss. It just doesn't work that way. So that's not what I'm after today. I am not grateful that I'm having to work overtime from home while taking care of my kids and worrying about pay cuts and layoffs. I'm not grateful for that. I'm not grateful to be in a position to worry about my friends and my families, for our community and its businesses, for the very stability of our world. I'm not grateful for any of that. And I'm not grateful for any of the losses, this array of losses that we're sustaining right now. But here's what I am grateful for. I'm grateful for the perspective and those moments of clarity and all the transformative choices that can emerge in moments of acute struggle if we allow ourselves to be aware enough to notice when those opportunities arise. As Danielle Laporte has said, pain is only a gift if you do the emotional and mental work to transform the pain into power. I'm going to say that again. Pain is only a gift if you do the emotional and mental work to transform that pain into power. So what is this posture of gratitude that we're talking about this week? As we work on open awareness skills throughout this month, I invite you to say thank you to the different perspectives that this moment offers on our lives. Thank you for helping me to see more clearly, for highlighting the people in my life who offer support and strength, for the friends who hold me when everything is falling apart, for bringing into focus areas where I can grow, where I can adapt, for showing me where love resides, for showing me where fear lurks, for showing me where truth can be revealed, and for the inner strength to handle this challenge. But as you say these thank yous, I invite you to also question whether their expression is genuine, and not to beat yourself up about it if you don't feel that genuine gratitude. But don't be grateful because you think you should be. And don't be grateful because your situation may be enviable to some. Allow yourself to eliminate false gratitude. Instead, focus on the infrastructure of your life, the basics, all the people who are in your life who help you personally keep it together day in and day out, who are keeping the essential parts of our community going right now so that we have a community to go back to. And be clear with yourself about why you are thankful for that thing or that person. I am thankful to live in New Mexico because I get to feel the sunshine on my skin even while in quarantine. I am thankful for my house because it gives me a place where I can feel safe, where I can nurture myself and my creativity, even when the zombies are protesting at my door. And I'd also like to invite you to think of gratitude as the quality of presence that arises from paying attention. The quality of presence that arises from paying attention. And here's the connection to open awareness meditation. Authentic gratitude is not something that's offered in exchange for a gift. It is what arises in us when we're fully aware and awake in the presence of everything that resides within us and outside of us. And it requires a state of attention that allows us to see and understand the gifts that are before us as they present themselves. So I'd like to share a passage with you from David White's Consolations. It's a wonderful book. I invite you all to check it out if you're interested. So gratitude is the understanding that millions of things come together and live together and mesh together and breathe together in order for us to take even one more breath of air. That the underlying gift of life and incarnation as a living, participating human being is a privilege. That we are miraculously a part of something rather than nothing. Even if something is temporarily pain or despair, we inhabit a living world with real faces, real voices, laughter, the color blue, the green of fields, the freshness of a cold wind. Thankfulness finds its full measure in generosity of presence, both through participation and in witness. We sit at the table as part of every other person's world while making our own world without will or effort. And this is what is extraordinary and gifted. This is the essence of gratefulness. seeing to the heart of privilege. Thankfulness happens when our sense of presence meets with other presences. Being unappreciative might mean that we're simply not paying attention. So we're going to move into our meditation now on this note of thinking of thankfulness as the full measure, as finding its full measure in generosity of presence, as arising from paying attention. So let's find our seat. So find a cushion or a yoga block to sit on. I'm using my buckwheat pillow. Just get a little height under the sits bones. Find a cross-legged seat, or really whatever is comfortable for you, whether that is legs straight out or legs folded. And again, you can sit on a yoga block or a cushion, whatever you like. Just find that little bit of extra height under your sits bones. And sit up nice and tall. Elongate the spine. And drop the shoulders. And allow the eyes to just softly close. I'll be drawing some inspiration for our meditation today from the mindfulness wizard, Tara Brach. So shout out to Tara Brach. So turn the awareness now to the breath. Arriving in your body. And let your awareness scan through your body. Notice if there are areas of tension or tightness. And see if by bringing awareness, soft awareness to those areas, there might be a loosening, a letting go. The forehead, the brow, smoothing, the eyes softening, the jaw unhinging, the shoulders relaxing away from the ears. Solid dissolving into liquid, liquid vaporizing to gas, energy moving from the inside out, softening, letting go. Let the hands rest easy and effortless on your knees, in your lap. Softening and feeling the hands from the inside out. Be present with the tingling, the vibration, the aliveness there. And let the chest be open. Feeling into the region of the heart now. Again, from the inside out. Breath expanding the heart space with soft, allowing attention. Letting life be just as it is. And scanning now to the region of the belly. And letting the next breath be received with a softening belly. This breath. And now this one. And now this one. And scanning now to the pelvic region. Again, feeling here from the inside out. Relaxed, open, soft attention. Receiving. Allowing life to be just as it is. And softening, melting. Feeling the feet now from the inside out, noticing the sensations here, tingling, pulsing, vibration. And widening your attention now to feel the whole body, the dance of sensation moving through you. Just letting everything happen, not opposing anything. Just receiving sensation in a very open, very awake, present posture. And because the mind drifts so easily from presence, you might find an anchor in the feeling of breath moving in and out through the nose, expanding and softening the chest or the belly, or perhaps anchoring your awareness in the whole body, breathing with expansive inhales, settling exhales. And maybe your anchor is in the sounds you hear, or the sensations that you feel, the tingling of hands. The anchor reminding you that you're here. You're right here. In the immediacy, the tangibility of presence. And our practice is that when we realize we've been in a trance with the mind drifting, to choose to arrive right back here, present and open to all that is here in this moment, this breath, these sensations, right here, the gifts of presence, of aliveness. It doesn't matter how many times the mind drifts. Each time you invite the mind back to right here, to this moment, without judgment, with friendliness, with interest, you're deepening the pathway of arriving home. Like a well-worn trail through tall grass. If you discover in the present moment some strong energy that's challenging, either physically, in sensation, or emotionally, with feeling, then instead of resting with the anchor, the breath, or with sounds, open to what is here, perhaps breathing with it, letting yourself connect with the life of the moment, even if that life is not comfortable or is not pleasant. Connecting with the life of the moment with interest, with curiosity, with care. And when that intensity is softened, return to your anchor. Return to the breath, to the body. Opening to the different ways of experiencing what life is offering you, with a tender, welcoming, and clear awareness. next inhale, deepen the breath. Send it deep into the belly. Shrug the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, roll the shoulders down and back. Making an audible sigh with the exhale. Another time, inhale, shrug the shoulders up. Exhale, roll them down and back, maintaining the eyes closed for now. One more time, and take it the biggest breath you've taken all morning. Inhale deeply. Exhale, release. Let it go. And now softly, gently blink the eyes open. Take your cushion out from underneath your seat and set it off to the side. And I invite you now to come to rest on your back. So if you want to put a pillow under your back, scooting that pillow so that it's right at the base of the spine, and then just laying back on it, making sure you have some support underneath your head. Take the soles of the feet together. Allow the knees to fall out. And this might take a moment to get your hips to relax. I know for me, it might take a minute. So now let's take one hand to the belly and take the other hand to the heart. If that's not comfortable, just allow the hands to fall alongside the body, opening the palms upward. So either with one hand on the belly and one hand on the heart, or palms facing up, and just allow the eyes to close and soften. If this is really intense on the hips, you might consider taking a cushion or block and putting it underneath each knee so that you have more support in this position. But really making yourself open, opening the knees, opening the chest, opening the heart, and just allow the eyes to soften. And as we transition to our yin practice now, I invite you to also transition your awareness to the beating of your heart, the physical expansion of your breath. And from time to time, taking a moment to express gratitude for your healthy body, for the ability to be here and to create a physical release today. So just take a few more seconds in your reclined butterfly, breathing into sensation. Again, unhinging the jaw, softening the tongue. Smoothing the brow. Open to all that the present moment is offering. Send it deep into the belly. Feel the hand rise as the belly expands. Exhale, sigh it out. And now extending the legs long. Just scoot that pillow out from underneath you. And come to lie fully on your spine. And first we're going to draw that left knee into the chest. So clasping the hands in front of the knee, keeping that right leg extended long. If that is too intense on your hip flexor or on your low back, you can bring the right sole of the foot to the mat, making the necessary adjustments for your body today. So wind removing posture. We're drawing the knee into the rib cage, using just enough effort to hold the shape, letting everything else go. Roll yourself onto your right hip. And if that pillow is still handy, grab the pillow. We're going to be allowing that left knee to cross over the body. Maybe resting that knee on a pillow, extending the left arm out to a T. Just getting a reclined twist here. Left knee is crossed over the body. Right hand can rest on the outer side of the left knee. Left arm is extending out to the left. Maybe the gaze drifts over the left shoulder, or maybe it stays straight up and down. Eyes can be closed or softly open. Allowing some support underneath the knee with a pillow or a block. And just breathe. Inhale, expanding through the rib cage. Breath into the upper chest, upper back. Exhale, bring the left arm over. We're going to continue to rotate. Now moving on to our belly, keeping that left knee on the pillow or the block, or if it's just on the floor beside you, that's fine too. Rolling onto the belly now, finding a half frog, a very passive half frog. So left knee is bent and opening that hip. Right leg is extended long in front of you. You can stack the palms one on top of the other. Rest the forehead down. And breathe. Softening. Opening. Noticing sensations, noticing thoughts, noticing sounds. Grateful for this body. opportunity to practice together, even when we're in isolation. This opportunity for release. Allow the body to be heavy. Feel the support of your mat beneath you. Exhale, gently lift the head, come onto forearms, extend the left leg long underneath you, rolling all the way onto our belly now. Take that pillow or your block, whatever's supporting your knee, move it to the opposite side now. And just let it sit there for the moment. And now we'll extend the left arm out to a T. Take the right palm of the hand onto the mat. Lower the left ear and left shoulder to the mat as we begin to roll onto the left hip, bringing the right foot behind us. Moving to one wing, opening the chest, opening the shoulder. And that right hand can stay touching the mat beside you, or it can come around and rest on your sacrum. Breathe into sensations. Big expansive inhale. While you're softening, exhale, rolling back to the belly now. Catching yourself with your right hand, rolling all the way back to the belly. And now we'll extend the right arm out to a T, using the left palm to roll ourselves onto the right hip, taking the left foot right behind, and then either allowing our left hand to stay grounded on the mat beside us, or bringing that left hand around to the sacrum. Opening through the chest, right ear, right shoulder are glued to the mat. And breathe. Soften. Receive. Just a few more seconds here, maintaining a soft awareness. Sending the breath to the upper chest, the upper back, expanding and settling. Deep and expansive inhale. And on the exhale, rolling yourself back to your belly. bending the right knee, moving into that half frog on the right side. So using your pillow or your block, bending the right knee, resting it on whatever support you have. And then stacking one palm on top of the other, allowing the forehead to rest down. Feeling that compression on the belly, support from below you. The air moving in the lungs and out the lungs. The opening of the right hip. And on the next inhale, gently rise up. We're going to bring that left shoulder underneath us as we begin to scoot to the left hip now. Moving back through our reclined twist. So the right knee stays crossing the body. The right arm reaches out to a T. The left hand can come to rest on the outside of the right knee. That right knee is still supported by a pillow or a block. And the gaze can drift over the right shoulder. Eyes can be closed or open. If they are open, just blurring the eyes, allowing the gaze to be soft. And without fixating on any one thing, just take it all in. Quality of light through the window. Feeling of breath moving in and out. The sensations arising in the low back, the hip. Just hold here for about 30 more seconds. Big, expansive inhale. And on the exhale, continue to roll all the way back onto your spine, bringing that right knee into the chest this time. So coming full circle, literally clasping the fingers to the outside of the front side of the knee, and then drawing that right knee into the chest. Again, left leg can be long alongside the mat, or if that's too intense on the hip, you can bring the sole of the left foot to the mat. Same benefit, either shape. And once again, just using minimal effort here, just enough effort to hold the shape, and then letting go of anything else that can be let go. more seconds here. Big expansive inhale, feel that compression in the belly. And exhale, release the right leg, extending both arms overhead, reaching through fingertips, stretching through tips of toes. Stretch. And exhale, release it. We're gonna roll to our side now, press up through the mat, setting that pillow off to the side. We're gonna move to our hands and feet. Not hands and feet, our knees and hands, finding our tabletop position. So knees will be right underneath hips, hands right underneath shoulders. Find your tabletop, neutral spine. And let's move through a couple cycles of cat-cow breath. So on the inhale, we'll lift the gaze, lift the sits bones, allow the belly to soften. On the exhale, press through the mat, curl the spine upward, spread those shoulder blades apart. Inhale, lift, open, soften. Exhale, press through the mat, curl upward, looking down at your navel. And just move with your breath. Take a few cycles. Next inhale, find your neutral spine. Once again, we'll bring that right foot forward. Moving into our lunge. Coming into a dragon lunge. So we can stay lifted, palms of our hands glued to the mat. We can either stay here or gradually or right away, we can lower to our elbows, either all the way to the mat, or if you'd like to bring the mat a little closer to you, find a block or find a cushion to rest your elbows on. So the toes of the right foot can angle out just slightly. They should be moving or angled in the same direction that your knee is in, so that you're not creating twist in the knee. So make sure that the knee and the toes are aligned. And just settle into the opening. Maybe wiggle side to side just a little bit to encourage some release. And then once you've arrived in your shape, just commit to stillness there. And you might find that the longer you hold the shape, the deeper you can go. But no need to push this boundary. Just being open to the deepening if it presents itself to you as an option. Dragon for one more minute. And as we move through a sequence of a few shapes that are going to generate a little more sensation in our bodies, it might be helpful to call to mind something that's challenging you right now. See if you can explore the different facets of that experience, of the challenge of this moment. Are you being challenged to grow? Are you being challenged to change? Are you being challenged to maintain? Just breathe, inhaling deeply, sending the breath to the hips. exhaling to soften. On the next inhale, take the palms to the mat, rise up, and come slightly out of the lunge. Now we're going to be pivoting on our left knee, so turning the left shin so that it's perpendicular to the mat. We're going to be walking our hands so that they're about a 45-degree angle between our knee and our foot. Our knee and our foot. And so once you've arrived in this shape, just lean into the lunge ever so slightly. So it's a combination of a half frog and a dragon lunge. So once again, you can stay lifted. This one might be a little intense. Stay lifted on your palms. Or if you want to lower to your elbows, you can even make a tower of things if you needed to bring that floor a lot closer. But find a way to become passive in the posture. Allowing and receiving the sensation. Practicing letting in what might not feel comfortable, what might not feel welcome at first. And breathe. 45 seconds here. Big deep inhale, send the inhale into your pelvis. Create space on the inhale, on the exhale, soften. Rise up. Take the palms back to the earth if you've lowered to your knees. Remove anything that you are sitting on, or you've been resting on. And then walk the hands back to the top of the mat while you also pivot that left shin to be parallel with the mat once again. And then take the right hand to the outside of the right foot, coming out of the lunge once again, just enough to tuck that right foot underneath you. So we're moving into pigeon now. So take a moment in pigeon to feel the uplift, the back bend first. And then if you need support under that right hip, use that pillow or that block. Take support under the hip. Don't float in space. And on the exhale, just fold forward, coming to elbows or lowering all the way down, stacking palms, resting the forehead downward. Or if you have a block to rest your elbows on, I think you get the idea. Drawing awareness back to the face. What are you doing with your face? Can you unhinge your jaw? Can you soften your tongue? Can you smooth your brow? Can you soften your eyeballs? What are you holding on to that you could let go of? What is it that's not serving you? And 30 more seconds here. big breath. Send that breath to the low back. Expand on the inhale. And on the exhale, take the palms to the mat. Take any support out from underneath the hip. Both palms down to the mat and just shift backwards. Take the knees wide, bring the toes to touch, and find your child's pose. Hands reaching forward, forehead resting down onto the mat. Sits bones descending towards the heels. And let it go. Soften. Release. Receive. Soften the belly. And sending the breath into the belly. Into the low back. And on your next inhale, draw the hands underneath the shoulders and rise up. Coming back up to your tabletop, shift the knees so that they're right underneath the hips once again. And then we'll inhale this time, the left foot forward, extending that right leg back, settling into a lizard lunge on the second side now. So once again, allow the toes to point in the same direction that the knee is pointing. You can either stay lifted, keeping the hands on the palms, or lower yourself to your elbows. Relax the jaw. Relax the eyeballs. Relax the neck. Neutral spine. And again, shift side to side to encourage release through the pelvis and hips. And then once you're in your shape, find stillness. Receiving the sensations in the body. And 30 more seconds here. Expansive inhale. Settling on the exhale. And on your next inhale, take the palms to the mat. Rise up if you've been folded forward. We're going to be pivoting on that right shin now, bringing the right shin to perpendicular with the mat. And walking the hands to about 45 degrees between the left foot and the right knee on the mat. And then settling back into a lunge in this half frog, half dragon lunge. Getting into the groin root. And again, you can stay lifted or you can lower into a fold. This may shift as the longer you hold the posture. We're going to be here for about 90 seconds. Keep breathing. Mind has drifted, come back to your anchor point. Whether that's your breath, whether that's the sensation in your groin right now, whether that is some other facet of your present experience. Come back, be right here. Be with this sensation. Explore all of its dark corners. Take a big breath in, send it into the pelvis. And on the exhale, take the palms to the mat. If you've been resting on something, set it aside, and then pivot again so that the right shin is parallel to the mat, walking the hands back to the top of the mat. Take the left hand to the outside of the left foot, and then tuck that left shin underneath you as we move into pigeon on the second side now. So once again, if you need some support under your hip, if you're floating in space, find some support there. Lift up, feel the back bend, lengthen the spine. And now on the exhale, folding forward. Maybe spending about 3 minutes here in this pigeon. What's happening with the jaw, with the face. I'm staying in awareness, softening, opening to awareness. One more minute here. Holding here for 30 more seconds. Shift the sits bones back towards the heels. We're going to take a second visit to child's pose. Softening the belly. Allow the belly to have space between the thighs. Sending the breath to low back, to upper back. One minute here. Big expansive inhale. And on the exhale, walk the hands back towards the knees. And then coming to sit on your heels. If you have a block or a cushion, you may need it at this point. We're going to move into saddle. So scooting the sits bones so that they come between the heels. And if you're not making contact with the mat below you at this point, with the sits bones between the heels, you can even roll the calves out slightly. But if you're not making contact, find a block. Take your yoga block, push it underneath your sits bones. My goodness. Or if you don't have a block, find that cushion and just come to sit on the cushion so that you have some support. This can produce some intensity on the knees, this saddle position. So once you're in this position, I invite you to interlace the hands behind the back. Open the chest. Lift the gaze. And on the exhale, take the clasped hands over to the right hip. And then allow the right ear to drop towards the right shoulder. I'm pausing here for about a minute. Allow the belly to be soft. Allow the spine to be tall. The eyes can remain open or closed. Inhale, lift the head, allow the hands to come behind you again. Draw the hands down the back, open the chest, drop the shoulders, lift the gaze. And now on the exhale, take the clasped hands around to the left hip now. And then allow the left ear to drop towards the left shoulder. Again, 1 minute here. Maybe those knees are starting to scream at you. Maybe it's the tops of the feet. Maybe it's the side of the neck or the right shoulder. And just breathe. Coming to the end of our practice now. A few more seconds right here. again, extend the arms, open the chest, lift the gaze. Big inhale into the upper chest, open the heart. And exhale, release the hands. Take the palms to the mat. If you've got something under your sits bones supporting you, take it out. Just come to a tabletop position and let's just bang out the feet for a minute. Release all that sensation that we just built up by sitting on them. Maybe even curl the toes under, sit back on the heels for just a moment. Little counter stretch. Now we're going to make our way to Shavasana, and you can take the normal corpse pose for Shavasana today, or I'm going to show you a couple of different options. Coming up against a wall, or for me, the back of my couch. I just invite you to scoot your right sits bones so that they're in contact with whatever vertical surface you're coming up against, whether it's a wall or the back of your couch or the back of your bed or whatever it is. And just roll yourself onto your back, bringing the legs up above you. So make sure that your sits bones are in contact with that vertical surface. And you have a few options here for Shavasana. You can either lay like this with legs up the wall. It's a very grounding posture, very relaxing for the central nervous system because your whole spine is in contact with the mat. Or you can take the soles of your feet together and find that butterfly posture that we had at the beginning of our practice today. It's another way. And then you can take your one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly, or allow the hands to fall out to the side. Or third option, find your straddle. Sort of emulating this open, receiving posture that we're taking both physically and mentally today. And once again, you can have one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly, or palms face up alongside the body. So whatever version of Shavasana is calling out your name today, regular corpse pose, legs up the wall, butterfly at the wall, or straddle at the wall. Just find your shape. Settle into Shavasana. Letting it all go now. Let the breath go. Let effort go. Let the need for answers go. Allowing the body to melt into the earth. Solid melting to liquid. Liquid vaporizing to air. And as you continue with your Shavasana, I encourage you to take at least 5 minutes. 10 is better. 20 is delicious. Nowhere else to be in this moment. Nothing else to do. Coming back home to beingness, to aliveness. And as I leave you in Shavasana, contemplation today. called The Summer Day by Mary Oliver. Who made the world? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper, I mean. The one who has flung herself out of the grass. The one who is eating sugar out of my hand. Who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down. Who is gazing around with her enormous and complicated eyes. Now she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention. How to fall down into the grass. How to kneel down in the grass. How to be idle and blessed. How to stroll through the fields, which is what I have been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last and too soon? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? And as you make your way through your work week, through your week, whether you're working or not, see if you can take a few moments in which you just slow down or lie down and pay attention. Notice the small moments of gratitude that can present themselves in the feeling of breeze on your skin, the sound of laughter, a memory that flickers and fades away, a call from a friend. And know how grateful I am to be able to share this time with you each week. It feels like a great privilege to be able to get to share some skills, some ideas with you, to guide you through a practice, and to truly be part of this community with you. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you.